But when it comes to mixing patterns while decorating, you can create a masterpiece or a complete disaster. I'm leaning toward disaster.
No, you're not.
All right, Chet Porchot is here to give us some tips on being successful with patterns. And you know, we started this segment, and I just went, ugh, like this scares me so much. I am a plain. Everything in my house is very plain.
That's why this segment's so important for you. We've been working together for almost a year now. You should have some ideas about this.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of people are afraid of patterns.
Yes.
But, you know, a couple
a
couple of weeks ago, we talked about spring cleaning. So there was some big trends for spring this year. And some
these colors, I remember these colors.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
This was a big color for this year, but also there's a lot of trends for this season, and the trend for this season is patterns. People are afraid of patterns, but don't be afraid of it. If you have solids, like you said, everything in your house is a solid.
What you're wearing right now.
Well, you got it.
That's scaring me. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, it actually looks really good. And
patterns.
It's paisley with, what is that?
Checker.
Yeah, checker. That looks good.
Thank you, thank you. So we're talking about patterns this week. So what we're going to do is to show you some patterns that you can mix and match with the solids that you already have. If you have solids, you kind of want to work with those solids. But throwing in some bright, bold prints to patterns is something that you can actually do. Like this really beautiful pillow from Perch.
I love that.
It's really beautiful. And we were right, Dawn, you remembered that this is actually the hot color for this season.
And the wine, too.
And the wine, exactly. All of these with the 3 hot colors.
Yeah.
Another great thing is this is from a great company called Source.
Okay.
All their stuff is eco-friendly and green.
So is this considered solid?
No, with this?
No, both of these.
No, this is a pattern. These are patterns. This is flame stitch, and this is just a stripe.
So what do? You take that and you put it with what?
With solids.
Okay.
Or if you have some patterns already in your house, just be sure that you're getting the right pattern colors to use with the patterns.
Okay, start with a solid. Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
don't
you start
be
with
too
a solid
matchy,
wall.
Matchy. What does that mean?
Don't be too matchy. You don't have to match it. Like you don't have to have your drapes, your bedding, your rugs, everything the same color.
But it has to have one color in common?
That's right. It has to have one major color. You're probably going to use that major color throughout your whole house. But when you start mixing and matching patterns, you have to be sure that the colors are actually staying within. See, like this room here, there's a lot of patterns going on.
Right.
But also, it has some kind of cohesiveness to it. The stripes work with the prints, and the prints work with the artwork. It's just a lot of mixing and matching patterns together. So don't be afraid of that, because it could be really easy. But also, you can also mix and match your tableware.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Now this seems, does this all go together?
Well, look at the green and the greens and the yellows. But they don't have to, so the main color here basically is green or yellow, and you mix and match it together. It doesn't have to match exactly. It's all about just making it work together. Printed rugs are really hot this season.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, so if you have a sofa that's a solid, or if you have lamps, or if you have
I do
chairs.
Have a printed rug.
You do have a printed rug. Well, then you're one step ahead of the game. This is really something really good to use. And you can find these rugs basically anywhere. They're really inexpensive. We talk a lot about that, making sure that people can afford and that they're shopping local.
And what's
These are really beautiful patterns that you can also use. And once again, with patterns and everything comes back. This comes back. This is something that was, hot just, a few years ago, and now it's back again.
Let's get to this before we have to go.
This is the DIY.
I love this.
We try to stick to the DIY.
Okay.
So we're talking about prints. So I took it literally like having a print, like a photograph. What you can do is to take a basic lampshade, and you can bring it to Lakeside Camera or some camera store and turn the print shade.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, you can turn this actual basic shade into a print with your own artwork. It's very simple, very easy. You can have pictures of your kids or your family, and you can turn this into something that's really...
And you poke some holes in the side.
Absolutely.
And then what did you use for the twine?
You can use monofilament, you can use just basic wire. Just be sure whatever you use, and you ask the people at the hardware store to be sure that you're going to get something that's not going to melt from the light bulb. And remember, always use the light bulb that is eco-friendly and green. Remember we talked about those?
And then we had this thing too.
Yes, this is the cord cover, and the reason why I bought this back this week is because so many people called about this. And guys, it's so simple. It's basically just leftover fabric. You can use a sewing machine, but also you can do it yourself. Just cut it, and then you can sew it inside out and turn it inside out, and it basically turns an ugly cord into a great
Everywhere
cord
I go,
cover.
I see cords now. Chet, you've ruined. And now I want everybody to cover their cords. All right.
Tell everybody.
If you want more ideas from Chet, go to our website, Chet Porchot Interior Designs at fox8live.com, and you can get more information on this segment and other